Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Naquam, Watchmen for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday Night Fire, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach like Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach like Yahushai. A hearty, mighty Shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. It's like your shalom, shalom. A shalom to everybody tuning in live from Egypt to Israel, T Sellers, Don Israel, HBK Ent, Gedaliah, Shalom King, from WFI St. Louis, Judah in the house, T Sellers, Divine in Nature, LLC, Rashad Rael, Nigel Blends, Elijah Jones, Angelo, Shalom King, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. The topic of this cold cut on a mighty, beautiful, prophecy-filled, judgment-filled Monday Night Fire is how to recognize your demons in the last days, right? How to recognize your demons in the last days. Because guess what? You're in the end of the world, man. And time is ticking. Time is running out. So you want to make sure that as we approach the kingdom and as we approach Jacob's trouble, as we approach being delivered by the chariots, as we approach the second coming of Mashiach Yahushua, that you, myself, us as a people, that we do not get sifted out by these spirits in the last days. And a lot of people, you willfully entertain these demons, you embrace them, you accept them. You may have a hard time recognizing that something or someone is a demon, right? Some people, you become best friends with these spirits. A lack of discernment is prevalent, right? A lack of wisdom, and not even some people don't even know that demons exist, man. Right? There's a lot of spiritual ignorance amongst our people, and they chalk it up to superstitions or, oh, that's just your spirituality, or I believe in African spirituality. I believe in this, that, divine, what is that? Femininity, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? Right? People believe in all types of madness, right? But demons exist. Spirits of Yahweh Shai have been created, and they all serve a wide variety of purposes. Now, these spirits, these demons, have been created by Yahweh Shai to serve manifold purposes. Now, one of the purposes is to sift out the elect or sift out the non-elect, right? And when we say sift it out, it means pull you out of the truth. Because if you're the elect, you're not going to get sifted out. So let's go through this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Brothers have to be able to recognize when these spirits are attacking you, right? A lot of people, in the world, so like I want to start with Luke 22 and 31. See, a lot of people in the world, what they do is they, first of all, they don't realize that these are spirits attacking them. Second of all, Esau, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, what Esau does is he does not teach about the spiritual things. So he gives a lot of names to demons, man. But he won't tell you it's an actual demon. Like he'll say, okay, that's bipolar disorder. All right, or that person is, they're just clinically depressed. Or this person has, anger issues. No, those are spirits. Those are demons that manipulate the mind and the emotions of people and cause them to do things that are contrary to the scriptures. Right, let's go to Luke chapter 22 and 31. Right, Luke 22 and 31. There's no point of watching the world collapse, watching the manifold prophecies come to pass, watching the prophecies of what's going on with Gaza and Israel, and you see America getting involved in Hezbollah and Iran getting involved. There's no point of watching the end of the world while you're entertaining the demon and you're allowing that demon to sift you out. Right, first, let's go to James before I get that. All right, let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 8. This is James 4 and 8. I'm going to start at 7. It reads, submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. So we have to submit ourselves to the Most High. When you submit, it means you have taken a spirit of subjection to your creator. And whatever your creator, whose name is Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, whatever he has decreed and established, you are going to be in subjection to every ordinance, every word, every decree, every law, every statute, every commandment. So you have to submit to the Most High and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Now, the devil is a spirit, man. Now, you have many devils, like in James 2:19, right? It tells you there are many devils. It's not just one devil walking around with a red pitchfork and sitting in a fiery place called hell, right? You have many devils, plural, right? James chapter 2:19. Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils, plural, also believe and tremble. See that? There are many devils, many demons, many deceiving spirits. That's all the devil is. Right? The Lord said there are many devils that believe in the Most High and they tremble at the presence of the Most High, because every devil obeys the Most High. Contrary to what they teach in Christianity, whereas there's some everlasting eternal war of good and evil between the devil and the Most High. That's not in the Bible. There's no everlasting eternal war. The devil works for the Most High. Satan, he works directly for Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. He's one of the Most High's top angels, man, on the left-hand side, meaning on the evil side. Now, there are many devils. The Most High said in James 4, resist the devil. What kind of devils are there, man? You have devils that can cause physical infirmities. You have devils that can masquerade and hop on a woman and get you to do things contrary to the scriptures. You got a devil that may hop on, a supervisor or a job and try to make you work on a Sabbath. You have devils that appear in many forms and fashions, right? So you don't want to be caught up and deceived by these devils. And these devils are on the earth, man. These spirits run prevalent. They don't take days off. See, Jake, you work your 9 to 5, 7 to 3, whatever, your overnight graveyard shift, and these devils don't take days off. They work 24/7, on the clock, round the clock, nonstop, no vacation, no unpaid time, none of that, man. They don't have a bereavement. They can't sit there and say, look, I've been late. They don't get laid off, right? They don't get furloughed. Hey, the devils are always at work, man. And they have one sole purpose. It's to sift you out, man. Let's go to Luke 22:31. Or that's one of their main purposes. And again, if you're watching all these prophecies come to pass just to get sifted out by your job, just to get sifted out by a woman, just to get sifted out by that emotion or that demon that you refuse to accept and acknowledge or recognize, there's no point in watching this place go down, because you're going to go down with it. You're going to watch the missiles drop, watch the Gaza be invaded, right? Watch Iran and Hezbollah, watch Armageddon unfold and be built up just for you to be sifted out, man. Because you cannot tame and rebuke that evil spirit that's on you nonstop, and you fail to realize that spirit is ready to pluck you out, man. Right? First, let's go to before I get that, let's go to Ecclesiastes, right? Because this thing, and people fall out the truth every day, man. Every day, somebody's falling out the truth. Every day, somebody's being sifted out. I mean, how many times are we going to see videos of people who say, "Oh yeah, I enjoyed that Hebrew Israelite thing. That was a great phase in my life, but I'm moving on. All of the Hebrew Israelites did, they taught me to do this. They taught me to hate. They taught me to do this. And they controlled my life, and I'm moving on. Now I'm enjoying my life as a free woman or a Christian or whatever. Right? Or I'm back in the world and nobody's going to stop me." How many stories and videos and accounts and exposed videos are we going to see from the 2/3 and reprobates, man? And those people were once in the truth. Those people once had fringes on, border of blue, and some of them Eves had head wraps on, dresses. Jakes, they got their Bible, they ordered their Apocrypha, they watched a few videos, and they probably went to camp, Maybe they even did a lesson or two, but they didn't endure. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes, because those spirits got them. Now you can say, well, hold on, no, that's not what he told me. He told me that he left the truth, and you don't leave the truth. I'm gonna just put that out there. Nobody leaves the truth. The truth leaves you. The spirit of Yahweh Shai departs from you, and once that spirit departs from you, you're back in the world. So stop listening to people say, well, I left the truth. I left that behind. No, the truth left them. Huh? The Lord departed from them. Ecclesiastes, it's like in chapter 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. So man don't know his time. Meaning, what is this time? The day of your death. Man don't know literally when they're about to die. I mean, people, they wake up and they end up getting hit by a stray bullet, and children die, and they die in car accidents, and men, they swerve off a bridge, or a sinkhole opens up and kills them, or they get their hand caught in a machine at work and it rips their body. Man don't know when it's time to go, but the Most High knows. You don't know your time in this truth, man. Anytime, 1 minute you could be in this thing, the next day you're out. As the fishes that are caught, it's like that are taken in an evil net. Yeah, fishes don't know. They just on that worm, they on that bait. Next thing you know, they on your plate. They didn't know they was going to get caught out there. And they woke up, they did their little fish thing. Next thing you know, and they on the boat, man. And as the birds that are caught in the snare, birds don't know when they're going to get caught in the bird trap. They may wake up in the morning, they catch the worm, they go back, they feed the young, they take a twig, they build their nest, right? Just for them to land back on the ground, go get another worm, and a damn snake devour them, or some wild cat or beast, man. They don't expect it, right? So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. So the sons of men, really in this context, is all man, but chiefly we're talking about the Israelite man right now. Man is snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Because you could be in this truth, but if you don't recognize that spirit, if you don't have any discernment to understand that there's a demon pulling you away from the Most High, that spirit that you entertain, that you are enabling, and you just pacify, that spirit is about to sift you out. You got a lot of brothers that say, oh, well, that's just how I am. I've always been like that. Brother, that's a spirit, man. Just because you've always been like that don't mean you should be like that. Doesn't mean you should continue in that behavior. You got evil. I'm just angry. That's just what I do. Yeah, I just disobey my husband. That's my mouth. He that's what he signed up for. I run my mouth. That is what it is. No, it ain't that is what it is, man. That's going to destroy you, man. You're going to be running your mouth, and then a spirit is going to hop on your mind and slowly make you hate the Most High. The Lord said it's a fearful thing, right? To fall into the hands of the living God, right? And our Lord is a consuming fire, man. A consuming fire. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And you don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High. Like we always say, people don't even want to fall into the hands of drug lords, man. People don't want to fall into the hands of the cartel. They don't want to fall into the hands of these mob bosses and these goons and these damn people of the streets, man. You don't want to fall into the hands of the police department. You don't want to fall into the hands of Esau and the judge. You don't want to fall into the hands of the Most High, man. If you fall into the hands of the Most High, it's over. You have to have discernment. That's a beautiful thing for brothers to pray for. Yeah, you can pray for faith. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You can pray for wisdom, and you should. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. But another thing that you should add to your petitions to the Most High is you praying for discernment, that you may discern what is ready to sift you out. What spirit is knocking at the door? What demon is in your household? You have to pray that the Most High reveals these things to you in these last days, because if you're not aware of these spirits that's on you and haunting your steps, you will be cast out. Straight up, man. Let's go to Luke 22 and 31. Right? Luke chapter 22 and 31. Right? It reads, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. See, Satan desires things, man. Like a baby desires milk. The Lord said, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Now that word, I believe, let's go into this word desire. Right? He desires to have you. Here's the word in the Greek. Right? Exitio. Exitiame. Right? Salakia. Now, it reads to ask from, demand of, to ask or beg for oneself, to ask that one be given up to one from the power of another. Right? So Satan is begging for you, begging the Most High. Let me get him. Look, he's off. Look, he's wicked. Right? Look, he's not praying. And look, he's not reading. Let me get him. Right? Didn't he do that with Job? He said, yeah, touch all that he had, he will curse thee to thy face. Look, he hasn't fasted in 4 weeks. Look, he's watching lewd sights. Look, Most High. See, the angel recorded it. It's right there. The angel recorded him watching lewd sights and not studying, and he's not reading, he's not praying, he's not meditating in the word. He's entertaining these spirits. Look, it's recorded by the angel. Let me have them. Give them to me. Please, Most High. That's what we're up against, man. That's going on right now in the spirit world. In the spirit world right now, Satan is begging the Most High that he may have you. He desires. When you desire something, you want it. And if it was up to Satan, he'll just take you. But he knows he has to get it from the Most High. Like a baby that desires milk, they have to get it from the mother. The Most High, it's like if Satan desires us, that he may sift us as wheat. So he's begging the Most High for us, that he may sift us out. And the Most High is going to give you up to him. Right? If you can't discern these spirits, man. Right? Let's go to the book of Job. Right? Let's go to Job. Let's actually get that account. This is Job chapter 2 and 1. It reads, again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. So the angels, which are the sons of God, in this context, every day they present themselves before the Most High, and they bring a report about what they have done on the earth, who they have delivered, who they have killed, who fell out the truth, people's works. Every day there's a report done by the angels, and they bring it up to the Most High. That's why they present themselves before the Lord. Guess who else has to come up before the Most High? Right? Satan. Right? Satan has to come up before the Lord. Let me get another quick precept on that, on how these spirits work. Let's go to Zechariah, the first chapter. Right? This is Zechariah chapter 1. I mean, this whole chapter is good. And verse 8. Right? Zechariah 1 and 8, to show how these spirits work. See, that's something that they don't teach you at Harvard, right? At the university, at Brown, right? Princeton, University of Michigan, Stanford, MIT. They don't teach about the spiritual things. And that's why man has a hard time in life. Because if man grew up knowing about spirits and demons and how these things work, they'll fare well. They would definitely fare well in the land of the living. But if you're completely ignorant of how these spirits work, you're going to fall. You're not playing with a full deck. And you're going to come up short. But the more you understand how these spirits work and how the Most High moves these spirits on the earth, the more inclined you'll be to stay vigilant and to stay on your toes, because you understand that there are forces that are operating behind the scenes. There are spirits moving 24/7. There's an entire spirit world that they don't bring out, at these colleges or at the school system or the education world or all academia. They don't bring out the spiritual world, right? Remember, this society is created to go against the Most High. So this is Zechariah 1:8. I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse. And he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom. And behind him were their red horses, speckled and white. So what Zechariah saw is he saw different spirits, but they're likened unto horses with different colors, right? Because each color represents a particular office of that angel. Just like a different color of a horse symbolizes what they were bred for, what their genetics are about, what capabilities they have based off of how they were bred and their coat color. We go into that often. That's called hippology, right? It's a study of horses, their coat colors, and their genetics. That's why breeders know, hey, look, that black horse, that's a Mustang, and he's built for running. Oh, that horse, that's a Clydesdale. He's speckled and white. I can tell he's built for labor. Oh, that horse right there, he's built for racing. That's a brown bay horse, and he can run fast, all based off of the coat color. So the Lord likens that same power, same warlike spirit unto the angels who have different offices, right? So long story short, Zechariah saw a plethora of spirits. Red horses symbolize angels that are for bloodshed and war. Speckled horses symbolize angels that hold different offices, right? They have different offices, right? And white horses symbolize the angels for righteousness, for deliverance, salvation, etc. Then said I, oh my Lord, what are these? So he said, what are these spirits? What am I looking at? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees, that's one of the chief angels, answered and said, these are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. So these are the angels. These are angels, these are demons, these are different spirits that the Most High sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And it doesn't mean they're just taking a walk. They're just getting a breath of fresh air. They don't have a pedometer to see how many steps they could take. When they're walking to and fro through the earth, they're performing whatever the Most High wants them to perform. If the Most High wants a bomb to explode, there's an angel that's going to do it. If the Most High wants a missile to be launched off, there's an angel that's going to do it. If there's a famine, if somebody's going to be delivered, if a prayer is going to be brought up before the Most High, that's what these spirits are doing. When you watch a movie, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. If you go and you watch a blockbuster movie, there's guys that work the lights, they do the sound. You got people that bring food to the actors. You got stuntmen, right? You got stuntmen, you got doubles, you got doppelgangers, you got CGI, you got ropes and things. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, man. And what the average Joe is looking at the movie theater is just on the surface. But there's a lot of people that run behind the scenes, man. The angels are the same way. What you're looking at now, the wind blowing, the water, and spirits and people angry, and car accidents and death and war, these things are done in the same fashion, but they're done by spirits. And these spirits are sent out by the Most High to keep the earth moving. And a good indicator is every time for most of the time, you'll see when things are walking to and fro, more than likely it's attributed to spirits, right? So the Lord has angels that are sent to walk to and fro through the earth. Now here's what happened. Here's the report they brought back before the angel. And they answered, the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees, right? And the angels amongst the myrtle trees, because the myrtle trees represent a lower state for Israel at the time, right? Cedar trees symbolize height and growth and prosperity and power. Willow trees represent submissiveness, right? Palm trees represent uprightness and righteousness. Myrtle trees symbolize a lower state. Myrtle trees are beautiful and glorious, but they're low, right? So this symbolizes Israel still in captivity in a condition where their adversaries aren't allowing them to build the temple. So they need exhortation. They're in a lower state right now. So the scene is set, but it's metaphoric. So you have the Lord or the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. So that links directly up with Job, the 2nd chapter, where in Job it said there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. This is a detailed account. See, Job 2 doesn't really go into detail of what the other angels are doing. It really goes into detail when it's Satan's turn, right? When Satan has to give an account of what he's doing, that's what Job 2 is focusing on. But before and after that, there are other angels that have to give a report. And these angels, when it was their turn before the Most High, they said, hey, look, we have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest, meaning we have done everything that you have commanded us to do. Let's go back to Job chapter 2, right? Job chapter 2 and 1. So these are spirits. These things operate every day. While you're at work, while you're doing God knows what, these spirits are reporting back to the Most High about what you have done on the earth. Wickedness, righteousness. And the Lord said the eyes of the Lord are in every place, right? Beholding the evil and the good. Proverbs chapter 15 and 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So the angels, those are the eyes of the Lord. They're his eyes, right? Because they see everything, right? They see everything, man. They see you in the dark. They see you in the light. They see you in your car. They're in your thoughts, right? They're in your room. They're here around you right now. And they can say, well, I don't believe that. I got to see it. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. Well, brother, I mean, look, this is about faith. There are angels, in this house right now where I'm at, man. There are angels around where you're at. And they see the evil, murder, rape, robbery, adultery, wickedness. And they see the good, the alms, the righteousness, the charity, the prayer, the sacrifice, the labor. These are the same spirits up there, man. So Satan, he's presenting himself before the Lord. Job 2 and 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? Meaning, where are you coming from? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, from walking up and down in it. See that same spirit from going to and fro. Same thing we read in Zechariah. To and fro. That's a common term attributed to the angels. Let's prove that. Let's go to 2 Chronicles, chapter 16 and 9. 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth, thou shalt have wars. So you have angels that run to and fro throughout the whole earth. And they bring a report about how man conducts himself. And if man conducts himself in an upright manner, they bring that before the Most High. And the Most High sees that report and says, okay, I'm going to show myself strong for this man. I'm going to increase this man and make him strong and mighty. That's what this means, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. So if your mind is perfect, your flesh may not be perfect. Right? We go off, we sin, we get it. But if your heart is perfect towards the Most High, then the Most High is going to show himself strong towards you. And those are the people you find increasing in stature spiritually, right? Faith, wisdom, understanding, temperance, discernment, and knowledge. All right? Let's get another precept on going to and fro. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 4. Let's see. Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 10. This is Zechariah encouraging Zerubbabel and Joshua to build the temple. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet and the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord which run to and fro through the whole earth. Right? So Zerubbabel had a plummet like a stone in his hand to build, or a measuring tool to build the temple. But he was being helped and strengthened by the angels of the Most High. A lot of labor you do and a lot of work that you do, and it's truth, you're being pushed by the angels. Even Yahweh Shai had the angels that strengthened him in his prayers, man. Right? So these angels, they serve many purposes. And they were with Zerubbabel to strengthen him in his building. So Satan, he also goes to and fro. But what is he doing when he goes to and fro? He's putting spirits on people, man. Right? He's putting demons on you. Lust, pride, slothfulness, temptation, confusion, folly spirits, adultery spirits, pornography spirits, anger spirits, depression spirits, sadness for no reason spirits, lewdness, evil concupiscence, idolatry, covetousness, madness, and outright wickedness, man. That's what he's doing, going to and fro. Why do you think there's murder, rape, chomos, RSOs, man, pedos? Because the Most High has Satan working on the minds of these people. Right? So Satan is here, man. He's going to and fro. He might have hopped on your so-called boss, man, and convinced you to work the Sabbath and say, yeah, we'll give you double time. Everybody else will give them time and a half. We'll give you double time. Why don't you just come in on Saturday? You know you're keeping the Sabbath, but he said, hey, guess what? We'll pay you double time. Right? Just come in. And you'll get that big promotion. We need you to work just one Saturday. Come on. You don't have to work no more. Just come in this time. Right? And then you're that's Satan on that guy. But in your simplicity, wow, ooh, double time, money, I know. And you gotta say, look, that's Satan right there. Now, how do you know it's Satan? How do you know it's a demon? That's a question. How do you know it's an actual demon? Because mortal man may say, this is the Most High blessing me. God is finally answering my prayers. I've been broke for so long. I've been poor. I've been sick of catching the bus. I've asked the Most High to make a way, and finally he has answered my prayer. My job is finally offering me a day where I can make double time. The Most High is favorable. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. God is good. God is great. That's how the world operates, man. But a wise man is going to say, hold on now. That's Satan. Because Satan is going to make you or tempt you to do things contrary to the Bible. Let's get a precept on that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 16. Right? I mean, Yahweh Shah made it plain, man. He gave you a clear indicator on how to recognize Satan. He made it plain. St. Matthew chapter 16 and verse 13. It reads, when Yahweh Shah came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? So he asked the apostles, who do men say that I am? Right? That I, the Son of Man, am. There's a lot of talk going on. You know, my fame is spreading abroad. People want to kill me. What is the word that y'all see when y'all were sent out? Because remember, Yahweh Shah sent them out, right? In Matthew the 10th chapter. And he sent men out by twos. So, of course, he wanted to know what people were saying about him when they came in his name. So he said, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, and some Elias, and others, Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? Yeah, I hear what they saying, but what do you say? Who do you think I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Hamashiach, the Son of the living God. That's Peter. Peter is Yahushua right-hand man. Remember, Yahushua had a very close relationship with Peter, John, and James, chiefly Peter and John. So Peter said, thou art the Most High. It's like thou art Hamashiach, the Son of the living God. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. So Yahushua recognized that, hold on, mortal man didn't show him that. Because no mortal man sat down and broke the scriptures down to Peter and said, look, that man right there, that's Yahushua. There was no rabbi, there was no top teacher of Israel, no doctor of the law that Peter had one-on-one class with that said, that man you rolling with, that's Yahushua. Yahushua said, flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee. That's what this truth, that the truth, it's not about flesh and blood giving it to you. Now, man could break it down to you, but ultimately the Spirit got to work on you. The Father got to give it to you, right? Everything that we know, man may have given it to us in the flesh, but the Father gave it to us in the Spirit. Okay? Now think about Yahushua. Yahushua is recognizing that the Most High is working directly with Peter right now. He is recognized that the Most High is working directly with Peter. Let's read on. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, Salakia, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Right? Meaning you have complete authority over, essentially, when this word goes out, who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. All right? Because remember, the Lord used Peter to cut down Ananias in Acts the 5th chapter, Seraphias. The Lord cast out the wizard in Acts the 8th chapter by using Peter, right? He healed the man in Acts 3. They baptized people. So people are being cast out the church and added to the church by the ministry of Peter and John. Then charged he the disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua HaMashiach. Now check this out. From that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. So Peter said, hold on, Lord. You don't have to die for Israel. You don't have to be killed. Don't you know you don't have to, you have spiritual power. You can kill these priests, man. You can destroy them if you want. You can leave Judea. You don't have to be here. You don't have to go through this pain and suffering. Forget about it. Be it far from thee. Right? You don't have to worry about this at all. This shall not be unto thee. So he confirmed it. He said, you don't have to go through this. You're not going to go through that. Now, what did Peter say? I mean, Yahushua say. Now, Yahushua could have said, yeah, you're right. You know, flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, my Father which is in heaven. He could have said that. He could have been persuaded to follow what Peter said because the Most High was working with Peter at that time. But guess what he said? He discerned. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. So you have to have that level of discernment. Now, mortal man might have said, well, hold on. Peter is being directly influenced by the Most High. Surely whatever Peter says is of God. No, Satan can hop on anybody, right? Just because Peter had that moment when he says, thou art Hamashiach, the Son of the living God, does not mean that Peter can never go off. And you can speak the truth, break the scriptures down, go into the prophecies, break them down, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, and then the next day, Satan can hop on you. And you got to know that about anybody. Anybody's liable. Everybody's liable to get hit by Satan. So part of recognizing these spirits and these demons is understanding that these spirits can rest upon anybody at any day, at any given second. Any given day, a spirit can hop on your wife. Satan can hop on your wife. Satan can hop on your son. He can hop on your daughter. He can hop on a brother. He hopped on a man that was closest to him. And if this happened to the master of the house, how much more the servants of the house? The servants of the house are going to have to go through what the master of the house has been through. Right? So be aware that these spirits can hop on anybody, man. You might be tired, right? But you might have to read. And then a woman might say, look, let's just get some rest. Just tell you had a long day. And just kick your feet up. Right? You don't have to read. Right? Just relax a little bit. You know, you'll read tomorrow. The most I'll understand. You got brothers, yeah, well, I didn't have a long day today. I mean, I did pull a double shift. I mean, I worked 10 hours, you know, or something, you know. I'm just close my eyes for a minute. Well, brother, you got to say, get thee behind me, Satan. Now you say, well, hold on. I don't want to. That's my wife. My wife. Hey, get thee behind me, Satan, man. That's why a lot of brothers be going the hell off, because you don't call it what it is, man. What they say, call a spade a spade. Call Satan to his face, man. The Lord said, resist the devil and he will flee from you. We read that in James, the 4th chapter. That was one of the first precepts we read. And Satan can hop on your child, man. You know? Day of Atonement. Everybody fasting. Now your child, I'm hungry. I'm going to die. Just want to eat one thing. It's 2 hours into the Day of Atonement. I just want to eat. Oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And here you are getting weak. Oh, boy. Can't stand to see my son like this. My son. I can't stand to see him start. He might not survive. And then you go and you get his guy, you know, whatever, man. You know, a burger or something. You gave in to Satan. That woman who said, just come over. Nobody's home. I got the house all to myself. It's only you and me. And what the Lord say, and a good man is not at home in Proverbs, the 7th chapter. You got to say, hold on, get thee behind me, Satan. And one of the things about Satan, the Lord said, for thou savorest not the things that be of God. So part of recognizing Satan is known as MO. All right, what is your MO? Let's pull that up. That is your modus operandi. What is your MO mean? Right? Modus operandi is sometimes abbreviated as MO, refers to your patterns, the usual patterns of behaviors or habits. Right? What is your mode of operation? Right? How do you operate? Part of understanding Satan's MO is, what is some of the patterns that Satan uses? What are some of his tactics and habits? Well, one of them is that he's known for not savoring the things of God. He is known for savoring the things that be of men. So you know it's not Satan if somebody's telling you, yeah, just read, keep going hard in this truth, keep pushing, keep reading, keep studying, keep praying, keep fasting. We're in the last days. We've got to do this work. Let's teach. Let's do all we take, man, or all it takes. Let's give arms. Let's love our nation. Let's build us up as a people. Let's rebuke our adversaries. Let's vex those that despise us. Let's throw up curses on the enemies, man. Satan is not going to do that, man. Because why? That is of God. Satan's going to have you do things that be of men, meaning get carnal, be irate, fight, commit fornication, lewdness, right? Concupiscence. That's of man. So you got to kind of recognize how Satan is coming at you, right? You got to recognize how Satan is coming at you. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 12, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 12 and 26. So, like, we got to recognize right? Bear with me. I want Proverbs chapter 12 and 26. How Satan is coming at us. It reads, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. And you don't want to get seduced in the last days by the way of the wicked, right? To be seduced means to be enticed, man. Right? It means to be enticed to the point where you're going off. Don't be seduced by these demons. And a lot of brothers get seduced by women, man. Right? She'll walk past you. Right? She'll do God knows what. Play in her hair, put some oil on, or whatever, man. Right? You know what she does, or what Eve does, man. I'm not going to do an in-depth breakdown. But guess what, man? A lot of jinx get seduced, man. Next thing you know, you commit fornication. Right? You're dealing with this man's wife. Right? You're doing God knows what and her damn car, man. Or freaking off. Brother, you've been seduced, man. Because you didn't recognize that was a demon. No, that was just a woman. That was just, man, I think she's sincere. I think, brother, that's a demon. Right? That is a demon. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. So you have men that would transform themselves into everything that you want. Just like in the church of Corinth. They let these demons come into church. And these men portrayed themselves as if they were the apostles. They looked like the apostles. They had fringes on, border of blue, right? They may have known, know a few scriptures. May probably talk like the apostles. Traveled like the apostles. Probably said they walked with Yahweh. They was there at the resurrection. So and the church of Corinth, they got caught up in that. They didn't discern that. They didn't discern that there are spirits that will transform themselves. And that'll hop on a man or hop on a woman. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. See that? So Satan is going to come off as everything that you want. Everything you desire. Everything is going to be picture perfect. Everything is going to be everything you ever wanted, man. He's going to come off as that job, that dream job that you've always wanted. You wanted to make 6 figures, right? The job is giving you $100,000, right? You'll make $50 an hour, right? $50 an hour. You'll have your own office. They said that you'll get your own secretary, right? They'll give you all of that benefits starting day one. You can work from home. You only got to be on site 2 days a week. And the other 3 days, you could be at home. All you got to do is 2 Saturdays out the month come in. Just 2 Saturdays out the month. Right? And that's all they want out of you. You get unlimited vacation, unlimited sick time, unlimited PTO. You can show up, you can show up when you want to show up, leave when you want to leave. It's everything you've ever wanted. Now you can finally pay off your house, pay your rent, your mortgage, finally get that car, right? And you have a sign-on bonus of $10,000. That job is everything you've ever wanted, right? Now, guess what, brother? You got to recognize that's Satan right there, man. That's Satan. How is it Satan? Because you got to break the Sabbath, man. Two Shabbats out the week, you got to work for Esau. Brother, that's Satan right there, man. It looks glorious. It seemed like what they call the so-called dream job is everything you've ever wanted, man. You know? And Satan's going to come at a time where, you know, you might have had a job. He was working at a warehouse. You know, you were sweating off the brow, right? You know, you was offloading trucks, right? Loading trucks up, right? You're tired, man. You got to catch the bus. You're falling asleep, right? You're getting up in the morning. You're walking to work. And now this is presented to you. That's how Satan's going to work, man. Try to give you everything you want at your most inopportune time. Right? At your most inopportune time, Satan is going to come and try to capitalize on it. When you're weak. And you have to recognize that. You have to understand that, man. Let's read on. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 to 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. You see that? Satan's, he's going to transform himself, and he has ministers. So it's not just a red man. Not that Satan is a red man. What, you know, there's no account of that. But nevertheless, Satan has ministers. And they're not little demons. Like they watched that movie growing up, that so-called Hercules movie. They had them little demons that work for Satan. Pain and panic. Right? If you know, you know. Right? If not, you know, you'll look it up. So that's not what it's talking about. You don't have little two henchmen. He has actual people that walk the earth. It may be a woman, man. It may be a brother. There are ministers of Satan that walk to and fro. They might be somebody at the grocery store. It might be somebody at your job. Spirit could hop on somebody at the house. He has ministers. And you have to be aware of that, man. That there are demons masquerading themselves as man and woman. These are the things that we have to be aware of in the last days, right? Let's go to 1 Peter, the classic, chapter 5 and verse 8, right? 1 Peter chapter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So the devil is walking about. He don't have to run. Right? Lions really don't have to, man. They kind of just walk, and they, you know, they'll run if they have to. They'll run, you know, if it's necessary, but they lurking, right? They lurking, they crouching, they in the bush, in the jungle, right? And they hiding out, and they see the gazelle, looking for the weakest. That's what they seek. They don't devour all. They're seeking whom he may devour. Salakia. They're seeking whom they may devour. So they're looking for the prey. Who's weak? Who's not reading? Who's not praying? Right? Who's not studying? Who's watching God knows what on wicked websites? Who's freaking off lately? Who's slothful? Who's just disrespecting and disobeying their husband? Who's not taking care of their house and providing for their house? Who can I devour today? Hey, he got a diet, man. He eats. Lions got to eat. They ate. In Psalms, it says they seek their meat from God. Let me get that in Psalms chapter 104. So Satan, he seek his meat from the Most High. Right? The Psalms chapter 104 and verse 20. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. And this is the spiritual nighttime. You got all these wild beasts out here, man. You got all types of child molesters and murderers and pork eaters and Sabbath breakers, and they all creeping forth in the night. What else is in the nighttime? The young lions roar after their prey and seek their meat from the Most High. So even literal lions do that, man. When they catch gazelle or they eat a zebra, hey, that's from the Most High, and they know that. These animals believe in the Most High, right? These young lions, on a spiritual level, is like Satan. He's like a lion, a roaring lion, and he's seeking whom he may devour. And who is he seeking it from? From the Most High. Because he desires, like we read earlier, he desires you. He's seeking you. He's asking the Most High. Just like a young lion, give me a gazelle. The young lion asks, give me a zebra. Give me an antelope and a safari. Give me a hyena. Give me something that I may eat, my God. That's the lion, that they're seeking this from the Most High. Satan is the same way. Most High, can I please have him? Look at him. He's going off. He's not keeping up. He's not who he used to be. She's fallen away. She used to be zealous when she was first in the truth. He used to be on fire, but look at him now. He's limping. He's lagging behind. He's barely keeping up with the pack. Give me him. I want him right now. Hey, do you think the Most High is not going to give you up? The Most High, hey, people get devoured every day, man. You think these gazelles don't want to be eaten? The Most High, hey, guess what? Hey, everybody got to eat. You think the Lord is sensitive to the gazelle and a zebra? You think the Most High is sensitive when they're lagging behind and they're not paying attention as they drink out that what's that water, the lake, man? The Most High feed these lions. They got to eat too. Satan got to eat. He got to eat, man. You know? And you don't want to be the meat for Satan because you can't discern and recognize these spirits, right? You don't want to be meat, man. A lot of brothers are just meat. A meat bag for Satan, man. Right? Let's move on. So he's seeking his meat from the Most High. You do not want to be sifted out by Satan in the last days. You don't want to be seduced. 2 Kings chapter 21. Right? Salakia. This is 2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 9, straight to the point. So here's the Lord rebuking Manasseh, right? And rebuking Israel, right? It reads, but they hearkened not. And Manasseh seduced them to do more evil than did the nations whom Yahweh, Bashmah Washai, destroyed before the children of Israel. So Manasseh seduced them. Now Manasseh was a king. People can get seduced by people in power. People can be seduced by anybody, man. Right? But was Manasseh really doing that in his own works? No, that was Satan. It's like it working through Manasseh, working through him to seduce him and cause him to err. These are one of his ministers. And if you have discernment, you're going to say, hold on, that's one of the ministers of Satan, right? You have to have the discerning of spirits. This is how you kind of segue into the main topic. This is how you recognize your demons. First of all, you have to acknowledge the fact that demons exist. You have to acknowledge the fact that these evil spirits are here and they are amongst us and they dwell amongst us. They come from the third heaven. Yahweh, Bashmah Washai, sanctions them and gives them a decree to leave their habitation and dwell on the earth. And their job is to hop on people and things to get the men to fall away and the women of Israel to fall away from their God. And that's their job. The Lord did that, man. The Lord could have easily had no evil spirits and just all good spirits, but the Most High creates evil and good. Right? Isn't that in Lamentations chapter 3, right? In 37 on down. Right, let's get that. Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 37. Who is he that said, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commanded it not. Who the hell are you to say, okay, America's not going to be destroyed? And the Lord didn't command that, man. The Lord has other plans for America. So you can't say something going to happen when the Most High didn't say it's going to happen. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good? That's a question. You think out of the mouth of the Most High is just good? No, it proceeds evil and good. You got people saying, well, the Most High don't create evil. Right? No, that's literally part of what the Most High does. It's just one of his few words. Right? He does evil and good. And you have to discern when the Most High has put an evil spirit on somebody. Right? Now, there are different spiritual gifts. Right? One of the spiritual gifts I want to read is in 1 Corinthians 12 and 10. It reads, these are different gifts that the Most High has given to those that are in the body. Right? It reads, to another, the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. So the Most High has given the ability for a man to discern spirits. When you discern something, you recognize it. You can reveal what's the underlying cause, right? Let's go to this word discern, right? In the Greek, we'll put up this word discern, right? Diakrisis, right? If I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? Now it reads judging, a distinguishing, discerning, a judicial estimation, a disputation, right? So it's really you having a spirit when you can recognize what's truly presented to you, despite what's on a surface level. A lot of people look on a surface level, but they don't have the discernment. You want to pray to Yahweh Bashmi Shai to have discernment and recognize these spirits, man. Discernment is pivotal. That's how you can discern, hey, look, no, I see what's going on. That job, that dream job, they just want me to break the Sabbath. That's Satan right there. You almost had me, man. Oh, that woman right there, oh, she's married. No, I'm not doing that. That's Satan right there. Right? So you want to have that spirit of discernment to recognize what's going on. And a lot of times, Jake, you got demons on you that you can't even discern. Right? But to help understand the demons that's in you, you have to examine yourself and apply that discernment during that self-examination. That's how you really get down to the root cause of this thing. How do you know you have a demon on you? How do you know that that's a wrath demon? Right? How do you know that's a slothful spirit? Some people don't even know they have spirits on them. They won't even admit that spirits could be on them. I don't have spirits on me. That can never happen to me. I don't know about that. That ain't my thing. Hey, anybody could get a spirit on them. Peter got a spirit on him. Right? It can happen. This 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Right, so lucky, bear with me. Okay, come. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai Hamashiach is in you, except they be reprobates. So you got to examine yourself, right? You got to test yourself, man. You have to look internally. A lot of people, you want to always point and say, yeah, that brother's wicked. Okay, that sister's off. Yeah, you do that. You do this. You always do that. She's known for doing that. He has a habit of doing this. Well, what about you? You can point out everybody demons, but the 7 demons that's on you. What about the 7 spirits that's on you? Well, I don't have 7 spirits. I ain't really. Bro, well, you when the last time you examined yourself, man? And a lot of times, brothers, you got demons on you, and people are telling you you got demons on you, but you don't think that means anything. You're just taking it up as the words of man, and that's the Most High speaking through that person to let you know you got a demon on you. Who are you to tell me I got? Well, you got to have discernment, right? So the most, I mean, you can know you got demons on you in manifold ways, man. First reason is to examine yourself. You have to look internally. And examining yourself is not a 3-minute thing. When you go get a checkup in the world, or you may still do it, right? Whatever the case may be. If you go to a physician or a doctor and look, I'm just here for my routine checkup. If he tell you to spin around 3 times, he tapped your knee one time with that little hammer and say, all right, you're done. Get out. Right? And you're not going to be satisfied. He's going to say, look, I examined you. Hey, you're fine. You spin around 3 times. I tapped your knee. A sign here, sign there. And I see you next month. And that's madness, man. Now, if you leave there and now you coughing up blood, or you got big lumps in your neck out of nowhere, right? You got all types of scabs and scabies and wounds without cause. You're going to be upset. And you're going to go before that doctor and say, hey, look, man, I was here for my routine checkup, right? I was here for my routine checkup, and you should have told me that, I had, whatever, man. I had a cough, or I had a limp, or, I had a broken leg, or you want these people, even with a car, cars got to get inspected, man, before they hit the road. You got to pass inspection. You take your car to the car shop or whatever the case may be, and you want these guys to do a thorough look, man, when that check engine light come on. And sometimes before that check engine light come on, you want these guys to do the works. You want them to pop the hood. You want them to lift that car up. You want them to get under there, right? You want this thing to be thorough. You want a thorough examination so you can find any type of error. Hey, man, you turn your car in there, they take hours examining your car, man. They're really, some of these guys really love their craft. Some guys, they rip you off, they, whatever, labor costs. But some of these guys, they really looking into it, man. Right? They sweating, they checking it. Hey, look, man, I found this in your car. Yeah, you're damn, you're so-and-so, man. Ain't really working the way it's supposed to be. That's a thorough examination. And that's for the material things of this world and for worldly health and checkups. If that's important to keep your car going and not swerving off the road and to keep you from walking and breaking your leg, how much more is spiritual examination? You need to spiritually examine yourself. And it's not a 2-minute deal, like we said, man. You want to really reflect and look within and see, what have you been doing lately? What is your MO? Right? We went into Satan's MO. What is your MO, man? Is your MO every night you get on some lewd, God knows what disgusting site? Is your MO you like to backbite? You like gossip, tale-bearing, whispering, slander? Is that your MO? You're entertaining demons? You sexing and freaking off? What is your MO, man? Well, I don't go. You got brothers saying, well, I don't go off. I don't have an MO. Everybody goes off. If you say you don't go off, you are a liar, and the truth is not in you. So what is your MO? Right? 1 John chapter 1 and 8. This is part of knowing and recognizing these spirits, man. 1 John 1 and 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. You don't want to be deceiving yourself, man. I don't have it. I don't go off. What do I do? I'm spot on, right? I'm just like Yahushua, right? Yahushua, me, Peter. No, man. Stop listing yourself amongst Yahushua, Peter, John. Brother, no, brother, you're deceiving yourself, brother. You didn't look within hard enough or long enough, man. And if you say that you don't go off, Satan's going to give you over to that deception. And you're never going to see the spots and blemishes in your garment, man. Right? The Lord said, with helmet, strength, and wisdom. Right, let's get that real quick. In Job 12. Right, quick precept. Job chapter 12 and 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So if you say that you don't go off, there's nothing for you to improve on, you're spot on, you're without blemish, you're a holy lamb of a male of 1 year old, and everything you've always done in this truth is completely perfect. Well, you've been deceived by the Most High. That's how you know somebody's been deceived. Somebody say they don't have to work on anything. They don't have no MO. Right? They don't fall short. Well, that brother's been deceived. And he doesn't even recognize that deceiving is a spirit. When you admit that you don't go off, you already got a demon on you. The first sign of knowing somebody has demons on them is somebody that says they don't go off, or somebody that says they're spot on, or they don't need correction, or they don't need to work on anything. Well, immediately that should raise a red flag. Say, hold on, brother, you got a demon on you. You've been deceived. Well, what do you mean I've been deceived? Show me my sin. Book, chapter, verse. Show me my faults. Right? Hey, that's a telltale sign right there, man. That is a telltale sign of somebody with a spirit on them. Let's go to Job chapter 9. Right? This is Job chapter 9 and verse 20. If I justify myself, mine own mouth shall condemn me. If I say I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse. So you'll be a pervert. I mean, that's what the Most High said. You'll be an outright pervert and perverse if you say you're perfect, if you justify yourself. And a lot of times brothers got spirits on them, but they justify themselves. Oh, that's just me. It's just the way my mama raised me. That's just me. That's my habit. I got habits. Jake, you can throw all of these wicked terms, man, to justify your demon. Hey, man, I'm from Atlanta. That's how we always been. I mean, brother, that's a demon on you, man. Nobody, the Most High don't care that you're from Atlanta, brother. That doesn't mean that you can rob your brother and commit adultery. You know, every Jake, you got a reason to justify yourself, man. Oh, I'm from here, or I always been like that, or, you know, I read this in the book, or, you know, that's just me and I ain't changing for nobody. And hey, brother, you got to get them strongholds off of you, man. That's you justifying yourself. When you come in this truth, you got to change. You got to change, man. You got to go through a metamorphosis. You got the old man. You got the new man. You got the old creature. You got the new creature. Right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So you can't have that old thing. Right? Yeah, I got road rage. I've always had it. I mean, they know how I am. They know how I get. I get in the car, I act a damn fool. Brother, you can't be like that anymore. You just absolutely cannot be like that. You have a demon on you. That is called a demon of wrath and rage. That is your diagnosis. We're going to start diagnosing people. The same way Esau diagnosed people with clinical disorders and infirmities in the flesh and diseases, right? And sicknesses. You got to give yourself a self-diagnosis. You got to self-diagnose yourself. What do you deal with? What spirit are you entertaining? What is your stronghold? What can you discern through examining yourself? What did you miss out on, man? See, some people don't examine even their body, man. They found out, oh, man, I got a gray hair right here. Brother, that gray hair been there for damn 8 months. When did that gray hair get here? Oh man, but it's been 8 months. It's about how thoroughly you look at yourself. And that's external. You might miss out on a gray hair externally, man. The Most High can have one little change in you that you can miss. One little thing that you're completely unaware of, man. What about internally? What is that one little thing you missed internally? What is that one thing inside you that you may have overlooked? That old thing that's keep coming up, man. That's a spirit. That demon that keeps coming up. The Lord said that thing should pass away and all things should become new. Your walk, your talk, how you think, these things should be new, and the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Wamalak Yahweh, right? So you want to be able to look internally and examine yourself. Let's go back to that. 2 Corinthians 13. I want to read verse 6, right? 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and 6. Well, I'm going to read 5 again. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. So you got to see if you're really in this thing. Prove your own selves. What does it mean to prove yourself? It means see if you're really up for it, man. Test yourself. Right? When that woman that's married call you or text you, prove yourself, brother. Prove to you that you're really in the faith. You don't have to prove it to man. A lot of people follow the Most High around man. You prove to man that you're in the faith because you may go to camp or you may read, right, at camp, or you may, shake the hand or hold post mighty. You're proving to man that you're in the faith. Why don't you prove to yourself you're in the faith and block that number, brother? She's married. Why don't you prove to yourself that you're in the faith, man? And submit to your husband. Why don't you prove to yourself that you're in the faith, man? And not be caught up in when everybody whispering and backbiting. Don't get caught up in that thing, man. You don't got to prove it to man. Prove to yourself. Exactly. This is about you in the faith, man. And you got to, every man's going to have to give an account to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai when it's all said and done. Everybody's going to have to give an account to the Most High for the things done in his body, whether they be good or whether they be evil. The Lord said, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, is in you, except to be reprobates. But you don't know yourself. Right? A lot of brothers don't even know themselves yet, man. Right? You should know yourself. You should know what causes you to go off, what ticks you, man. What grinds your gears, what cooks your grits, whatever you want to say, man. What upsets you? What makes you happy? What caused you to go off? Right? What you like to indulge in? Yeah, people, what's that? Man, there's a term they use in the world, man. It's not just your secret fantasy, it's your man, I can't think of the term, but they throw this term out there and they make it as if it's acceptable. Right? It's like some secret term that you can kind of get in, man. And people, I think that's what it is, vice. That's my vice. That's one of them, but it's another word they use too, man. But they say that's one of my vices, man. Right? Or the brother, let me get the brother back here. Right? Salaki, let me get the brother back here. Shalom, King.
Shalom.
Yahweh Shemel Shabbat. Yeah, man. A lot of people, you have that. Well, that's not it. A lot of people have these secret things you like to do, man. Right. Right. So I believe it's vice. Right. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shahamashiach is in you, except it be reprobates, man. So Jake, you should know yourself, man. Part of really understanding that, if you got a spirit on you or what you have on you, you got to know yourself and accept the fact that you know yourself. Right? Verse 6. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Right? So the Apostle Paul said, I want you to know we're not reprobates. We examined ourselves, man. We know that we're in the faith. We know why we're in this truth. We know what the Most High expects out of us. We understand the reward. We understand the repercussions. We understand the judgments. We look internally and we are going to examine and see what spirits are on us, man. Right? Because again, you can miss anything. You might not examine your flesh, and now you got a mole on you. Right? Some people got spots and stuff on them. They got a woman, they get lumps in their breasts, man. If you don't, people are supposed to check that, man. Or you're supposed to check that yourself. You wait too long, you got cancer. Or that, you missed out on catching that cancer. Now it's spreading. Right, brother? You got that damn thing in your knee, that limp in your knee, brother. That's your knee about to damn collapse, man. You got to examine that and get that checked out. But you got it, King.
That's right. Right, this book, A History of Susanna. Right, I'm gonna start at verse 8. Susanna 8. And the two elders saw her going in every day and walking. So this lust that they had, they saw it daily. It wasn't one thing that just hopped on them. No, they had time to examine. They had time to really know, okay, you know what? I got spirits on me. And a lot of these spirits don't overtake you in just one day. It starts with a thought or a dream. And then thought and a dream, it starts with you entertaining your thoughts. And then from you entertaining your thoughts, what would life be like? What if I did that? Or the repercussion, is it that? You start to entertain Satan. Next thing you know, it's an action. Next thing you know, after the action, you done brought forth the sin. So these men, it says, in every day and walking, so that their lust wasn't inflamed toward her, meaning their lust grew day by day. And whether it's lust, rebellion, hatred, envy, whatever demon that's on you, it has a chance to grow stronger if you don't do anything about it. If you just continuously maybe have the radio on and listen to a worldly song on the radio and don't change it, the next day you may be contemplating about buying that album. Now you're playing the album. Now you're reverting all of these different wicked lingos and terms and different demons. Now they're hopping on you. Day by day, these spirits are going to get stronger. The more you hate your brother or you hate your wife or your husband, those spirits are going to grow stronger. So it says, and they perverted, right, their own mind and turned their eyes that they might not look unto heaven. So these demons, they get so strong that's not, now you feeling like you got to turn away from the Lord. Because these demons are not only tapped you, right, they done grabbed you up, they done put you in a chokehold. Right, you got to understand this is a fight. Lord said, fight the good fight of faith. Now you got to lay hold on righteousness. This is war, right? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. So if we're in this thing, we got to understand that we're not up against Jake with boxing gloves. We're fighting against the spiritual demon Satan. This is a war going on. So that these men, they got perverted to where they turn their eyes away from the Most High. That's what happens daily when brothers give in. That lust or that anger, they threw in the towel. That's throwing in the towel, turning your eyes away from the Most High. And a lot of brothers know what they ought to do, they just don't do it. Why? Because they really don't care. Or that demon is just too strong, seemingly, or you're too weak. Whatever the situation is, you got to examine it to where you know how to do. Right? The Lord said, I'm going to get this quick precept real fast in Jeremiah. Right? This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and 35. And a lot of brothers don't understand the severity of their demons. They think that it's real small, it's light, or it was just a joke. Oh, it was just a little fun time. Oh, it wasn't nothing serious. A lot of people don't really take the demons of slothfulness to the teeth, man. Slothfulness can take you out of this truth. Hatred can make you a murderer. These little things will start off as seeds, they grow into damn trees. It started off with you understanding you're an Israelite, now you're a teacher. It just took one precept, now you're a priest. So it starts off with a seed and it grows, you understand, into a forest. The Lord said in Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 35, yet thou sayest, because I am innocent. And this is the mind of Israel, even to this very day. I'm innocent. I don't do any wrong. Nothing's crazy, and I'm not that wicked. And the mind of Israel isn't to examine themselves, it's to trim their ways. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent. Surely his anger shall not turn from me. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. The Lord said he's going to plead with you, not for some great sin, because you said you didn't sin, because you didn't examine yourself. You thought you was innocent, blameless, spotless, perfect. You thought you was in the image of Yahushua daily, without any type of spirit to where you need to be contrite. And that's what the Lord will get up with you, man. We have to repent daily in dust and ashes and know that the things we do, right, carnally are against the Heavenly Father. Every thought we take, every joke we make, that may not be funny in the eyes of the Most High, man. We have to examine ourselves and make ourselves perfect before the Lord. You got it.
Shalom, Yardan. Yahweh Shemon Shabbat.
Shalom, Yardan. Yahweh Shemon Shabbat.
I got a quick precept and that's spirit, man. Let me go to 2 Chronicles. I had another one. We're willing to come back. Right, but Slocky, this is rack 20. That's what I want. And another way to add to what the brother's saying is a lot of brothers, to help you recognize your demon, is, well, you have a hard time recognizing your demon because you have a hard time believing that the Most High could be correcting you through another individual. A lot of people, you don't think that you got a demon on you because the Most High didn't knock on your door and say, hey, look, you got a pride demon on you. Or you got, like the Ryan said, maybe a slothful demon, or maybe a lust demon, or maybe a spirit of covetousness, or a worldly spirit on you. A lot of people are waiting for an angel, Gabriel, to come to you by night and tell you have a demon on you. Now, the Most High could be speaking through many men and through a prophet, or through your husband, or through a servant, or through your wife, to let you know, hey, look, there's something that you need to work on. Well, I don't know what that is. Well, brother, if you have that spirit where you can't take correction, you're not going to understand that you have these spirits on you that people are constantly telling you about, man. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 20 and verse 2. Right? 20 and 2. It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly. And he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt. So if you confess your fault upon correction, when you're reproved, you're going to be preserved from hurt, right? If you can acknowledge the fact that you struggle with A, B, and C, or you're dealing with this demon, or, lust is kind of beating you down, right? Or, somebody corrects you and they say, brother, you're being real proud. You got a spirit on you. If you could confess and say, yeah, I've been proud, I'm dealing with that, you'll be preserved from the hurt of the Most High. It reads, how good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance? For so shalt thou escape willful sin. So if you don't show repentance when you are reproved, you're going to be in willful sin. And the Most High is just going to give you over to a reprobate mind. Because that demon that's on you, the Most High can use anybody to check you. Didn't the Lord use an ass to correct Balam in Numbers, the 22nd chapter? Let me get that real quick precept. Right? Then the Lord used an ass, man. Right? It's Numbers chapter 22 and 20. I'll start at 24. But the angel of the Lord, actually, I'm going to start at 22. I'm going to just get a few. Numbers 22 and 22. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. So the Most High, you might be on your way going off to do God knows what, and it's an angel ready to just kill you. Imagine you driving and you're on your way to that woman's house, and the angel ready right there to have you swerve off the road, ready to have you get pulled over by Esau just to shoot you, man. Ready to just kill you, man. Right? And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. Now Balaam is supposed to be a wise man. On the left-hand side, he's a warlock, a wizard. He's one of the wise men of the East. And an ass is an ass, man. No intelligence, no wisdom, but an ass, somebody on a different level in the spirit, could see something that you may not see. Huh? The Lord could be working on somebody to let you know that judgment is coming on you. that you got a spirit on you. And Baalam was covetousness, man. You read about that in the book of Jude, the greedy gain. So you may have people who may be not in the same level of you. They may not know all of the precepts like you. They may not be in the same knowledge. They might not even be in the truth, man. Right? They might not even be, a part of your congregation or whatever the case may be. But the Most High could be working through that individual. And they could be telling you, brother, look, man, you got a spirit on you, man. I want to move like that, man. Nah, I always been like this. I'm going to move like this because that's the way my mama raised me. Well, brother, they might see an angel. They might see, look, brother, death, man. People tell young kids that all the time. Look, if you don't get right, man, you ain't going to live too long, man. If you don't check your attitude, check your spirit. If you always want to fight, somebody's going to kill you, man. You're going to come across the wrong one. They see that in the spirit. Nah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. It is what it is. Got that hothead spirit. So this ass is trying to correct this man and save him, but he's fighting against the correction. Right? Verse 24. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. So it's only one path. It's a straight and narrow path. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself into the wall and crushed Baalam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. So the ass ran against the wall because the ass see the angel, right? And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where it was no way, neither slacking to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And this truth is a narrow place, man. That's 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, right? As if there was fire in the right hand and on the left of deep water, right? And if you are going off, the Most High is going to have something in the way to stop you from reaching that tree of life. One more. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell under Baalam, and Baalam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with the staff. So these spirits that the Most High can have ready to destroy you, somebody else can perceive it. And they may not be in your camp. They may not be on the same level. They may not, you may not think that they're worth you listening to for whatever the case may be. But if you don't accept that correction, you could suffer the fate of Baalam. And if the Most High didn't have mercy on this man, and the Lord would have killed him, huh? And the Lord could do that to either one of us. So you have to have that discernment to recognize that judgment could be coming upon you, or you can have a demon on you, and it could be coming through the mouth of anybody. The brothers got
it. And that made me think of this precept, 2nd Chronicles, right, chapter 35, right, Chronicles 35. And the same thing, vaguely kind of happened with, Josiah through the spirit, right? When you go into it, it's that same spirit of not having discernment. Discernment is a spirit brothers should pray for. You can have all the wisdom, knowledge in the world, but if you don't have any discernment, you're going to be destroyed. If you don't have discernment to know when to talk, how to talk, where to go, when to go to that place, when you should say something, when you shouldn't, when you should take heed to what somebody said, whether you're not regarding it, all of that's boiling down to discernment. You have to have a high level of discernment, right, to be able to understand the words of the Lord as well, man. Because if you don't have any discernment, you'll think an ass, right, in certain contexts is physical, or it isn't physical, or a beast is not really a man in this context. Discernment is going to have you to understand the scriptures. It's going to save your life, your marriage, right, your brotherhood. So when praying for that, how much more the discernment of these demons and spirits? This 2nd Chronicles 35 and 20. And after all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, What have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have warred. For God commanded me to make haste, forbear thee from meddling with God. So he told him straight up, I forbear, look, don't meddle with the Most High. And that could, like the brother brought out the account, that could happen by an ass. That could happen by another nation. Another nation could bring you into work and say, you know what, man, if you're late one more time, you're going to be fired. and we're not going to talk anymore about it. You could just leave, storm out. That's just Satan. Man, forget him, man. F him. Right, go right back to the warehouse. Come in late the next day. That was the Most High warning. Get your stuff together. Be prudent. Be wise. Use wisdom. A wake-up call. The Most High speak of once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Hey, the Lord can give you counsel any and every way. Hey, the Lord even said, ask the beasts of the field, and they shall tell thee, paraphrasing. Beasts can teach you. The Lord said, go to the ant. The spire is wise. All of these different things the Lord is telling you, hey, be observant in this truth. Read it on. It says, forbear thee, meddling with God, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguise himself, that he might fight with him and hearken not unto the words of Nico from the mouth of God. So not only did he disregard it, he went disguising himself to go 2 times harder against something he should have never been doing. And a lot of brothers will warn you, man. Hey, brother, don't take that job. Hey, brother, don't go to this place. And they're going out their way to go to that place. They're going out their way to take that job. They're going out their way not to take the advice and counsel that certain brothers may have given them. And you think that's going to fare well with them? You think that's going to be for his welfare, man? No, that's going to destroy that, man. It says, from the mouth of God, and came to fight in the valley of Midigo. And what happened to him? He got destroyed. Right? The Lord took his spirit. He determined on what's going on. And I've got one more. Let's go to Sirach chapter 27 and 27. And when you do certain things, you have to understand why are you getting judged. You can't break your foot, twist your arm, right? Your child ran away, you don't know where they went, right? Your grandmother, right? She's robbing you. All of these mischievous things are going on, and you don't know what the hell is going on. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 27 and 27. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know it coming. Meaning the man and wisdom, he's not going to know where these things are coming from. He got in a car accident. Damn, day ain't my day. Right? His wife left him for another man. Oh, she was just wicked. Right? You lost your job. Right? All these atrocities and things are just happening. It's tumbling down the hill. You have no idea what is going on. Instead of taking 7 steps back and say, you know what? Did I read this week? When the last time I fasted? Did I give that brother righteous counsel? You know, did I take care of this responsibility that I needed to according to this law? What am I that all of these things are coming upon me? Because when I work mischief, a man that's working all type of sin and mischief, he's not going to have a clear mind. Like the Lord said in Psalms 51, that thou may be as clearest when thou judgest. You want to have a clear mind when you judge. That comes with repentance and examination. If you don't have those things, you're going to work mischief in a blind understanding, and you're not going to know once these things come upon you. You got
it. Con. I mean, these things brothers have to take into consideration, because a demon is not going to tell you, hey, look, I'm a demon and I'm just here to sift you out. That's not how it works, man. Demons don't just come out and tell you that they're demons. Even in Job, Eliphaz said that he didn't even understand what appeared unto him, man. He said, my ear, let me get that real quick. My ear received a little understanding thereof, paraphrasing. Right? This Job chapter 4. It's like it. I want read 12. Job 4 and 12. Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and mine ear received a little thereof. And the thoughts of the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men. Right? So meaning this account happened to Eliphaz, and he didn't really understand what was going on. It was a spirit that came to him, but he couldn't perceive it. I mean, he didn't know what this was going into, man. I mean, how could you not know what this is going into? If a spirit, we want to read about what went down. He said, mine ear received a little thereof. He couldn't really perceive it. Now, let's see what happened and see if you will be able to perceive what's going on. And the thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, he's giving this account, right? This testimony. Fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. Like a lot of brothers can't discern what actually is going on, right? You have no idea what's going on. Here you have a demon manifest in your room. You don't know what's going on. Right? An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. How much less than them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth? They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regard in it. Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? They die even without wisdom. So the spirit came to Job and rebuked him. I mean, it's like Eliphaz. On what? Pride. Shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Eliphaz got corrected out of his pride and haughty spirit that he was in, but he didn't discern. He didn't know what was going on. He said, my ear received a little thereof. And he also said he cannot discern the form thereof. And you want to have that spirit when you can discern the form thereof. Brother, that is a woman or that is a job sitting up there ready to sift you out, man. You see the schedule, brother. They say you have to work every Friday night. You're making what, 50, 40 an hour, man. That woman, brother. Oh, she's just my type. Brother, you have to discern the form thereof. Don't be like Eliphaz. Well, I don't really know what's going on. Mine ear received a little thereof. I don't know why this woman is coming up to me. 5 women, and they call me handsome, and they want me to be with them, and they have these rings in their finger, but I don't know what they mean, and they just want me to come over and lay with them. And brother, you have to say, hold on, that's Satan right there, man. That's an adultery spirit trying to get to me. That's a lust spirit trying to sift me out. Right? That's a slothful spirit trying to get to me. You have to be able to do what Eliphaz didn't do, man. And know what the Most High is doing, how the Most High can warn you, how these spirits can overthrow you, man. It shouldn't have to take for the Lord to send an angel down to you in the middle of the night to correct you about how weak and frail man is. Right? So brothers want to have that, like where I was going to, have that discernment and don't have a mind that can receive a little thereof. You want to receive a lot of or have a lot of discernment and discern the form thereof when it comes to recognizing these demons. Discern the form of that demon, that pride. Discern the form of that slothfulness, that covetous spirit, that worldly spirit. Discern on who it's coming from, how it got there, and how you can defeat it. Right? You want to have that spirit, that spiritual eye, in its truth. The brothers got it.
Can brothers hear me?
God.
Let me get 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1. All right, this is an account of a brother dealing with lust and not being able to discern the demon that was on him. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar, and Ammon, the son of David, loved her. And Ammon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar. And that's a heavy choice of words. He fell sick. That's a demon. When you just feel so enticed to do something, you feel sick, like just, he couldn't sleep at night. It goes without saying he couldn't sleep at night without thinking about his sister, for she was a virgin, and Ammon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. So that means he's thinking about it. Maybe I could, he's battling with these thoughts. This is a brother battling with thoughts. It's telling us what's going on inside of a man that's dealing with the spirit. Now he has, from here on out, he has many alternatives on how to handle it. Let's see how it goes. But Ammon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very settled man. Scroll down by for sure. And he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Ammon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. Right? So he confessed his fault. But how did it go after this? This is deep. So he just said he couldn't take it anymore. He just said it. So he knows that it's wrong. He knows it. And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down in thy bed and make thyself sick. When thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister tomorrow come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it and at her hand. Now, nobody really knows what's going on in Amnon's mind, but I'm sure he wasn't really expecting him to enable him. That was probably the last thing he was expecting. But Satan jumped on his man Jonadab to entice him. And Ammon still couldn't see it. So the first time when he having these thoughts, I mean, he has the ability to kind of fast, pray, seek forgiveness. He just rejected it. Satan comes again, right? He has another opportunity to rebuke these thoughts, to just put it away, but he accepts it. This is a man slowly falling into his wickedness. So he ends up doing it. And when you read in verse 6, so Ammon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Ammon said unto the king, I pray thee, let tomorrow my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Might just get down here. Verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house, and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out all men from you. And they went out every man from him. So his plan is in action, unfortunately. His plan is in action. He has so many opportunities to get right, but he's still going left. And Amnon said unto Tamar, Bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thy hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her. And this is spiritual, this is deep. Many brothers take hold of that lust, right? He's taking hold of something that he shouldn't really have to take hold of at all. So it started with a thought, then it evolved to words. He kind of accepted it. He ate those words. Because like I said in Job, the ear tried words like the mouth meat, paraphrasing. And so he tried the words and he ate it. He liked it. He likes the thought. And then here he is. He's grabbing hold onto this lust. And when she had brought them unto him, he took hold of her and said unto her, Come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, Nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. This is his other chance to stop. He has so many chances. And this is the Lord with Israel. You have so many chances. Starts with the thought. You kind of hear, you could have rebuked it. The temptation is in front of you, you could have rebuked it. The temptations, the person saying no. There's so many chances that the Lord will give you when you fall into your temptation, whether it be lust, greed, or gambling, whatever. So many chances the Lord gives you to get right. And this is what Amnon does. In verse 13, and I, whether shall, it's like this is what the sister says, and I, whether shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold thee from him. Howbeit, he will not hearken unto the voice. See, at this point, he stopped up his ears. He didn't care no more. And that's Jake, right when you in it. You don't care no more. You don't give a damn. Yeah, I don't care no more. That's sick. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. And on a spiritual level, that's the Lord speaking to him. He says, stop. What are you doing? Don't do this. The Lord is telling you, don't do this. And he just said, whatever, I don't care. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise and be gone. And that's Jake once you're done your folly. That's Jake with a lot of temptation, right? You get done and you just feel shame, and get shame lead to more sin. See, he didn't repent. Can I get a Sirach 4 and 20, Barbara Shaw?
Yeah, and quick, can I add a quick point? Yeah, the Most High added that on top of that lust, the Most High added murder, because hatred, you hate your brother, you a murderer. So the Most High just added another demon on him on top of that. You want Sirach 4?
Verse 20.
Come.
Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. I mean, he observed the opportunity, but he didn't care for evil. He didn't care it was going to bother him. And then in verse 21, what I chiefly want, for there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there's a shame which is glory and grace. So he felt shameful after his lust, but that shame breeded more sin, because as his brother mentioned, and he was a murderer because he hated her. Right after that one sin, it evolved to another. It was lust to murder. But he could have drove that shame to glory and grace. He could have repented, said Salakia, as if that's going to do a whole lot. But hey, yeah, Salakia, I mean, repenting, it can go a long way. It really can. It's better than going down a route of continuing in your sin and your folly. I have one more in Genesis 38 and verse 6. And it reads, and Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that his seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilt it on the ground, lest that he should have give seed to his brother. So this is another action of lust, because he didn't lay with her with the intention of bringing up a offspring for his brother. So that means he just thought of her, just lusting after her. He said, you know what? All right, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna pull out, and I'm gonna say, oh well, it didn't happen. We got to try it again. And I'm led to believe he would have tried it again. He said, maybe we could try again. Maybe we can try again. And maybe we can try again. And maybe we can try again and again. Maybe you're doing it wrong. Put this on. That's Jake entertaining their folly. Take that off. Let me do this. And that's why it says this, verse 10. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slew him also. The Lord had to slay him on sight. It would have got worse. It would have got nasty. He would have said, well, maybe we need to invite somebody over. That's Jake with this sin. I'm led to believe it would have got 10 times worse. Now I want to jump down to verse 15, for sure. This is my last one. Looks like I want verse 14. That's fine. And she put her widow's garment off from her, and covered herself with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, because she had covered her face. So some men, on another level, some men may know sin straight up. They may know it. And that's what Judah said. Judah saw a harlot, right? And he turned unto her. He turned unto her. And what? And said, go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, what wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? What you going to give me? What you got for me? Let's see what happens next. How did Judah respond? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? Right, and the pledge goes back to the go back to the law. And he said, what pledge shall I give thee? And she said, thy signet and thy bracelets and thy staff that is in thine hand. And he gave it to her, and came unto her, and she conceived by him. And she arose and went away, and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. So a pledge is like a contract per se, right? Hey, I'll give you this, and I promise you I'm gonna give you that. And keep in mind, he's doing this with a harlot. This is an exchange. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? He doesn't give a damn. So where's that whore? I wonder, where's that whore? Where's that harlot? Some Jake has no discernment, or their lack of discernment turns into just pride. That's a prideful thing to do, to just ask, where's my sin? Where is it? I want it. You got to ask yourself, do you do that? Is that something you're doing? Where's my sin? I had a hard day at work. I had a terrible day. My wife was mean to me. Where's my sin? Let me hurry up and go to it. So it shows you the mind state of a Judah. And this is verse 22. And he returned. Damn, Slack, he said that openly too. That's crazy. Verse 22, and he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be ashamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months after that it was told Judah, saying, tomorrow thy daughter-in-law had played the harlot. And also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth, and let her be burnt. When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, by the man whose these are, am I prey? It's like it. Am I with child? And she said, discern, I pray thee. Those are these, the signet and the bracelet and the staff. And Judah acknowledged them and said, she hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son, and he knew her again no more. So at that moment, you know, that woman said, discern. And he kind of acknowledged it, but it was too late. Kind of fell into his lust. And it came to pass in the time of her travail that, behold, twins were in her womb. That's all I really wanted.
Hey, beautiful accounts, man. Beautiful accounts. Right? I want to get a quick precept, right, to add to that. Beautiful accounts, man. Right? This is John, right? Quick precept. John chapter 12 and verse 4. Right? About still recognizing these spirits. Brothers going into lust spirits like Judas and Amnon or Amnon and all these men, man. Right? It reads, then saith one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him. Why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag and bare what was put therein. Then said Yahushua, let her alone, against the day of my burying hath she kept this. So Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, rode with Yahushua for years, man. And for years and years and years, about 3 years or so, he had this spirit of being a thief on him, man. And you would think, man, the time you have with Yahushua, you wouldn't have that spirit on you. You would ask the Most High through Yahushua to get that spirit off of you, and pray that Yahushua lay hands on you. If you walking with the Lord and you dealing with something, and you literally walk on Yahweh Shai, hey, I mean, the Lord removed that spirit from you, man. He was Judas was rebuking spirits. He was one of the 10, one of the 12 in Matthew 10, casting out devils, and he had a devil on him, man. He had a spirit on him, healing the lepers and going from city to city and going by twos. And he saw Yahweh Shai raise people from the dead, and he still had this thief spirit on him, man. He had this demon on him. Now let's go to the next chapter, right? Let's go to John 13. That's why it was so easy, right? This is John chapter 13 and verse 26. It reads, Yahweh Shai answered, he it is to whom I shall give a sop, meaning that's the one that's going to betray me. To whom it is, I shall give a sop, like a piece of bread. And when I had dipped it, when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And after the sop, Satan entered into him. Then said Yahweh Shai to him, that thou doest, do quickly. You see that? So Judas Iscariot, not only was he set up to do this in the spirit, but when you got these demons on you, you being a thief and, you being a deceiver and having all of these spirits on you, it's going to be that much more easier for Satan to enter into you, man. And you're going to do worse. And that linked up to what happened to Amnon. He went from lust to hatred and murder in a span of God knows how long. Judas Iscariot, if you don't take advantage of this time with Yahweh Shai to get rid of these demons or recognize these spirits, you're going to wax worse, man. We have the scriptures. Yahweh Shai was literally walking with Judas Iscariot, and he knew he was a thief. And he could have had that demon removed, but when you don't recognize those spirits, again, in process of time, it's going to increase. And then Satan hopped on him, and we know what happened after that. If you don't know what happened to Judas after that, read the book of John. Read Matthew, Mark, and Luke, huh? And you'll see what great sin that Judas Iscariot did that no man has ever done or will ever do again, man. So again, you got time right now. We all have time to examine ourselves and see what spirit is on us while we have Yahweh Shai. Right? We have the scriptures, man. We have brotherhood. We have congregations. We have to acknowledge and accept that and use the resources that the Most High has given us. Otherwise we'll be no better than Judas, and it'll be too late for us, man. The brothers got it.
I got just one three quick precepts. Proverbs 27 and 19. I'll make it quick. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 19, where it reads, as in water face answered to face, so the heart of man to man. The same way, I like this precept, the same way that you look in the water, the same way that you should be looking at your heart. It's like the same way you look at the water and see a flake in your face, no reflection of your face, right? The same way a man should look at his heart, right? Because whatever is on your heart, that's how you move it. That's the spirit you're moving in, right? If you got lust and wickedness and gambling and wanting to beat your wife or kill your brother in your heart, that's going to slowly manifest, because your heart is your mind, and it's going to slowly manifest. You slowly perform what's in your heart. It's in our heart to serve the Lord. Therefore, we'll slowly grow in the truth, become mighty, remember precepts, dates, history, accounts, etc., because it started in our mind and our heart, and it slowly manifested, right, on a physical level. But even so shall it be the same with a man that is wicked enough in his heart, that is foul in his heart. It will slowly but surely be made manifest. I got two more in Job 6 and 30. And it reads, is there an iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things? There's certain things when you hear, you're like, nah, that's nasty. That don't sound right. If a brother come with a bugged out doctrine talking about we can eat pigs on the Sabbath, hey, it's gonna hurt me. I don't like that. That tastes nasty. That's disgusting. That's a wicked, foul thing to put in my ears. I got one last one in Ezekiel 44 and 23. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. And that's something that's good to add to. It's like an add onto your day, onto your agenda, right? Whether it be the beginning of the day or the end of the day, ask yourself, did I discern between unclean and clean? These are different tactics and tools and weapons, so to say, to prevent you from further falling into your lust, because you're holding yourself accountable by asking yourself, have I been able to discern between the unclean and clean? The Lord's not going to get off his throne and ask you, right? Abraham is going to come out the grave and like this, and is all, dirty and kind of coming out. And he looks like a skeleton, some skin on his face, and ask you, did you do what you're supposed to do? The angels aren't going to do that. A lot of times, that's why I say you got to work out your own salvation, because you have to hold yourself accountable. You, after this Monday night fire, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you can't sleep, and you're thinking of perverse things. Are you going to hold yourself accountable and ask yourself, no, that's not clean? Let me just read. Let me just watch a video. Let me do something else besides think those thoughts. You don't want to fester in your thoughts in your heart. It's a miserable thing to be alone with yourself. If you understand what I'm saying. That I yield.
Let me get this quick precept. All right, mighty accounts. Right, let me get Deuteronomy chapter 13, right, in verse number 8. Salaki, verse number 6. Right? It's Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse number 6. It says, if thy brother, thy son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is in thine own soul, Salaki, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly. So the Lord said you're going to have people in your corner in your life. They're going to be close to you, man. Like the brother brought out the precept about Peter and Yahushua. You want to have people that are close to you, your wife, your brother. And your brother may say, man, I skip out on camp. Your wife may say, you know what, right, tonight is our night. Right, our night, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. You may be like, I got to counsel tonight. I got to read tonight. Or, you know what, whatever the case may be, you got to have people that's going to have spirits on them. And they're going to have false, wicked advice, false, wicked counsel to elude you to do wickedness. You have cousins and brothers that have you to try to smoke weed. People are going to try to seduce you and entice you. And in seducing you and enticing you, you have a decision to make, man. Do you rebuke them? Do you stand up strong for the Lord? Or do you not perceive and go along, oh, that's just Jerry, man. It's just JJ. It's just Lil Vaughn, man.
Right.
Every time Uncle drink, I should expect this one. Or are you going to be a fool? Or are you going to understand, you know what? He's going off, man. He got Satan on him. The Lord secretly saying, let us go and serve other gods. Serving other gods isn't always going to be some big statue, man. You just bow down to it like this, like an old white woman, man, at a memorial. It's not always what that's going into and talking about. You can serve other gods in many ways. Your own lust, your dreams, your admirations, your desires, the things you hold high in this world, gold, silver, relax, slothfulness. Somebody could tell you to go serve the slothful God. You know what? That's kick back, man. Let's go out. I got somewhere I'm take you. But I got work in the morning that, I kind of planned on read. I got you. Don't worry, I'm gonna have you back in time. Now ended up at a bar. Now you're at a club. Now you're at your cousin's house in the basement, in a cipher. And it's nothing but drugs going around. Somebody douche you and entice you to go serve another God, man. That's not always, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. It's not always talking about a big, tall Caesar Borgia's poster, man. It's the, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are round about you. So you gotta have gods of other peoples that are round about you. What if that brother that you always hanging with, he got a fighting demon? This sister over here you hanging with, she got a jealousy spirit. But they entice you to come on and do the things that they're doing in the spirit that they're moving in. Nigh unto thee, or far from thee, for the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto them, nor hearken unto them, neither shall thine eye pity them. So the Lord, certain people you're just going to have to be cold-hearted to. And that's what the world classifies as being cold-hearted. You know, if your mother has Satan on you, you have to perceive that. You can't say, well, she raised me. No, how could I ever perceive that my granny, my mother, my father has Satan on them? You don't want to be a fool. Your wife of your bosom. You understand that you take care of and you love, right? Like you love your own soul and spirit. They're not subject to just be faithful and perfect forever, man. They're gonna have demons and things that hop on them to get to you. It says, consent thou not, hearken unto them, so like unto him, neither shall thine eye pity him, neither shall thou spare, neither shall thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine eye should be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hands of all the people. That's how high of a regard the Lord holds people secretly enticing you. Right? They call it in the world now peer pressure. And peer pressure is one of the most major things that cause people to get in gangs, people to rebel and run away from home, to feel like the person that they're talking to actually loves them and they lose their virginity. You know, peer pressure is extremely strong, and you got to perceive, I don't want to do this. This is not me. This is a spirit. This is peer pressure. This is forced. This is something that's going against the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that goes into a high level of discernment. I want to get another precept. Haggai. Now, in the book of Haggai, the Lord, the second chapter, verse 10. Right, we can start at 11. Right, the Lord, through the prophet Haggai, asked the people a question, and the people could discern one matter, but they couldn't discern the other. It's the book of Haggai, chapter 2, and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, ask now the priest concerning the law. Now, the priest is supposed to know about the law. So he's going to ask the priest a question, saying, if one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, and with no salaki, and with his skirt do have touched bread, or pottage, or wine, or oil, right, or any meat, shall it be holy? So it says, if one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, just grabbing up the meat in your damn garment, tossing and holding it around, is that going to be holy to the Lord? Right? It says, will any meat be holy? And the priest answered and said, no, because they know the law to the T. He says, then said Haggai, if one that is unclean by a dead body touch any of these, shall it be unclean? And the priest answered and said, it shall be unclean. Then answered Haggai and said, so is this people, and so is this nation before me, saith the Lord, and so is every work of their hands. That which they offer there is unclean. I mean, you can understand that going around a dead body makes you unclean, going to the next person. You can understand that holy meat, which is supposed to be to the Most High, can't be bound up in a dirty skirt and a garment. You can perceive all of these things physically, but you can't perceive things that are spiritual. The works of your hands, the sacrifice that you're doing, your lips, your movement, your brotherly love. How the nation is presenting things before the Heavenly Father is just unclean as if you were walking around a dead body, man, coming and doing the work of the Lord, or just grabbing up holy meat and doing God knows what with it, wrapping it in a garment. Let me read that again. It says, and answered Haggai and said, so is this people. Meaning they're just as unclean as the works of these things that I'm telling you about. And so is this nation before me, saith the Lord, and so is every work of their hands. You have to perceive with discernment, what are the works of my hands presenting as a sacrifice to the Lord? How are they? Are they unclean? Are they clean? Could they be cleaner? What am I? Because when I pray, we could always go harder. When we fast, we could always be stronger in action, mentally, spiritually, going harder. Maybe we're reading more, praying more, writing down the things that we need. Everything we do, you know, on a spiritual level, we're offering it up before the Lord. Whether that's our reader, our prayer, our brotherly love, our actions, our works. You can either offer a wicked sacrifice or a righteous sacrifice. It says, and that which they offer is unclean. So you have to consider what's clean and what's unclean. And now I pray you, consider from this day and upward, from before a stone was laid upon a stone in the temple of the Lord. Right? Meaning consider now the things that you're doing. Take a step back and really discern how you're building and what's going on. Since those days were when one came in a heap 20 measures, right? And there were but 10. And when one came to the press vat to draw out 50 vessels out of the press, and they were but 20, right? We could rest right there. But the point of the matter is, you got to consider how you're building and what you're offering up to the Lord. Brothers, God.
God. This is a high level of brothers keep touching on this level of discernment, man. You really have to look externally and internally when it comes to these spirits, man. Especially in these last days, man. The Lord said Satan coming down, knowing that he had but a short time, man. Right? He has a short time, and he's going to pull out all stops. Right? This is a quick precept. Judges chapter 14, and right, we all know about Samson and his spirit. 14:2. And he came up and told his father and his mother, and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. Then his father and his mother said unto him, is there never a woman among the daughter of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. So again, that spirit that Samson had a pretty much I'm gonna do what I want spirit. His father and his mother rebuked him and said, hey, look, why are you dealing with these heathen? Get you an Israelite. Get an Israelite from the tribe of Dan. Hey, get one of the circumcised. Don't deal with the uncircumcised. Let's see what happened to Samson after. Right? If you don't take that correction and accept that brothers are telling you your faults, or a sister could tell you another sister they fault, or whatever the case may be, it's going to bound up. Right? This is Judges chapter 16. I'm not going to read this whole account, but he went from one heathen, now he's dealing with another heathen, Delilah. Right? It reads, and she said unto him, how canst thou? And Samson was strong. He was mighty. You know, he had wisdom. He can expound riddles. He was a judge in Israel for, I believe, 20 years or so. But even with all of the gifts that the Most High gave him, he still fell by this spirit that was on him, which is a spirit of lust and pride. Right? This is Judges chapter 16 and 15. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And that's really a spirit. Now, this was an actual woman, but it was Satan hopping on her to get Samson to tell her about him being a Nazarite, and him having if his hair was to be cut, it would break the oath and the bond between the Most High and him. Right? And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. So you don't want to have this spirit where these spirits that will vex you daily and press you out when you finally just give in. You finally give in after 5 days of fighting it. 6 days, 7 days. Your cousin hit you up. This woman, again, she's married, she's hitting you up. Or she's not, man. Right? Or whatever spirit you're dealing with, man. These spirits have come to you day by day. These spirits don't take days off, like we said, man. They don't rest on a Shabbat. Right? They don't sit there on a new moon and chill. These spirits work every day, and guess what? You have to fight these spirits every day. You can't just fold like Samson folded, man, and just lose it all. And everything's gone and taken from you. Right? And his parents tried to tell him, hey, look, deal with a woman of your own nation, man. Nah, I'll be all right. Now you see where he's at, man. Right? Let's jump down. Judges chapter 16 and verse 20. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. So she shaved his head, right? And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself, and wist not that the Lord was departed from him. So if you don't have discernment to recognize these spirits, the Most High is going to depart from you, man. And you're not going to discern that the Lord departed from you. You're still going to think you're in the truth. You're still going to think that you're an Israelite. You're still going to think that you're going to get the kingdom. You're sitting there talking about the chariot. Brother, the Lord departed from you, brother, because you didn't have discernment to take correction or discernment to acknowledge these spirits, man, that are coming against you day by day. You gave in to that demon day by day. You finally, caved? I believe that's the word, right? You caved in or craved, whatever it is, man. You folded, right? You folded, and now you folded. Right. You said what?
Said right.
Yeah, you folded, man. And you thought you was going to go out as other times before. You really thought you was going to go to camp and be the same brother you was last week. You thought you was going to be the same brother to read and, fast, but you didn't know the Lord left you. Man. The Lord left you. Now you're out there and you can't really remember the precepts. The easy ones. Now you can't fast the whole day. You keep breaking your fast because you're so hungry. You just can't endure a 24-hour fast anymore. Now the simple things become hard, man. Now you're only praying once a day. The Lord departed from you. If you can't discern these spirits and the warnings of Yahweh Ba'Shmi Shai and recognize them in these last days, the Lord is going to depart from you, man. Right? One more. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind in the prison house. That literally happened. And these demons could bind you up, man. Satan could bind you up. Once the Lord depart from you, your adversary is going to bind you up and throw you in a prison house, which is darkness. You have many parables where the Lord said, bind them hand and foot and cast them to outer darkness. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's what happened to Samson. He was bound and cast into darkness by the adversary. Once the Lord depart from you, if you don't discern these spirits, you're going to be bound up and thrown in the prison house, man. Brothers got it.
That reminded me of Jeremiah 2:18, where see thy wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Sometimes Jake won't listen until they get hurt. Like when we were kids. Don't touch the stove. Touch it. Told you. Right? And that's sometimes the Lord got to deal with us like that. Right? He tells us over and over and say, look, sometimes the only way for us to learn is through punishment. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil and bitter thing thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, that my fear is not in thee, said the Lord God of hosts. And that was a good point because you're supposed to have the spiritual armor of the Lord on, right? And once that falls off, it's like you forget how to put it back on. You don't know anymore. And once you have the armor on, you're exposed. You're exposed by a lot of things. Spirits, evil thoughts, greed, pride, lust, murder in your mind, etc. You're exposed when you don't have armor. The same way a fish has scales, which is its protective armor. That's the armor of the Lord. Likewise is the armor of the Lord to you. It's to protect you from parasites and demons. That's why fish have scales. That's why the armadillo has his armor. But the moment it loses its armor, it's free food. It's free for all. And you're can't think of the word, but pretty much naked. That's the word. You're naked.
Right.
You don't want to be naked in this thing.
Right.
So that's what Adam was. He was naked and unashamed.
Come, man. Come. Hey, these demons are out, man. The demons are out. Right? You're living in the last days. And you're going to have, again, these spirits. This is what you call championship round boxing. They call it the 12th round. Championship boxing is, look, you done filling a first round, you kind of filling your enemy out, man. You got these guys that get in the ring, they might, throw a little jab, they might touch jabs a little bit. You kind of walking in a circle, right? The guy, he kind of, he hearing the crowd, he getting the feel for him. He might throw a jab, trying to see what's up, with the guy. Then the second round, you might kind of, throw a little blow. And if you make it to the 12th round, you're not trying to get a feel for this thing anymore. 12th round, it's do or die. Especially when they hear that they do that that thing, and you got about what 10 seconds left, man. This 12th round boxing, man. And a lot of people they can't make it to the 12th round. They were out of shape. Stamina is all depleted. They worn out. They beat up and bruised. They wasn't built to last, man. And really, people give it they all in the 12th round. Satan is the adversary. And Satan is throwing out every haymaker, every jab, every right hook, every uppercut. Everything is being thrown at us at the 12th round, man, in these last days. And you got to think out this is it, man. I mean, literally, you got missiles dropping, you got war going on. This is the 12th round. And if you're not fighting back and you're not contending for the faith, you're going to be caught out there. You're going to get hit with the deuce, that right hook, and it's over, man. You're going to fall out the ring, and that was you. That was your story. You was in this thing. You got these guys that get knocked. They don't know they're going to get knocked out, man. Their leg get weak. They eye, they got that big, nasty eye, man. They can barely see. And some of these guys, one point, you got these guys in their corner telling them what they should do, man. No, I got it. I'm all right. They said, look, go left, go to the body, No, I'm all right. And they go up there, they go for a headshot, and they get knocked out, man. Right? So you gotta have this championship round mentality, man. You have to have that stamina. I'm gonna get the classic. Right? This is the classic. Mark 13:13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And these spirits are going to come, man. Even Elisha, I believe that's Elisha, he discerned that the woman that disguised her face before she even came to the door. You had a whole council going on. He was able to discern it. You have to have that spirit of our fathers, man, like Yahweh Shai. Elisha, these men that could kind of perceive things. Even Jacob perceived that Laban's countenance was not like him before. Perception, discernment in these last days, perceiving how these spirits are moving and shifting around and trying to get to you and hop on people. You have to have that, man. And because that's what's going to allow you to endure to the end. But brothers got it.
Khan, that's right. All right, let me get this quick precept, right, in the book of Sirach, chapter 16 and 22. Right, Sirach 16 and 22. And it all boils down to enduring it to the end, like the brother was bringing out, man. Right, these athletes, they have world famous and world renowned trainers. You have to have the best people in your circle to go along with what the brother was bringing out, man. You can't have your uncle, your drunk uncle in your circle, and he's the one pushing you. You can't have a video you watch once a week. What's pushing you in this thing? How often are you training? How often are you for the mastery? And how often are you doing the things necessary to get the results that athletes and men, understand that you're looking at, whether it be Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, right, Ezekiel, their outcome about what they're doing. The Lord said, this Sirach 16 and 22, who can declare the works of his justice, or who can endure them? For his covenant is afar off, and the trial of all things is in the end. Meaning nobody really asked you how you did in the first quarter. The job isn't going to say, hey, how was your college first quarter? No, they're going to say, do you have the, what do they call it, diploma, man? Do you have the degree? Did you get your master's? Did you get your doctor's? Did you pass the exam? Nobody asks if you was first, right, in the first row. Nobody cares if you passed midterms and all of these different things. They want to know about the end, right? I sure as hell want to see the report card, of my child. But I'm not trying to hear that they got an A in artwork. But they got that one A that they want to stick and show you, be so proud of. You put it on the refrigerator, man. Now I want to see the whole report card. I want to see the conclusion of the matter. And that's how it is. That's Ezekiel, right? Chapter 33. Right? The Lord, let's get that real fast. Right? Let's get that real fast. Ezekiel. Because the Most High, He want to see you in the furnace of adversity, in the day. Ezekiel 33:10. Right? It says, therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel. Thus ye speak, saying, if our transgression and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, how should we then live? You pine away in your sins, right? Slowly but surely, the Lord, through the hand of the spiritual demon, is taking off your ear, your arm, your leg, slowly taking away the members of Yahweh. These are all members that you need to function to be profitable for the ministry. Things to be on fire with, man. You have to have zeal, endurance, you have to have discernment, you have to have sincerity. These are a plethora of things that you have to have. And if you're pining away, right, all of that's being stripped from you. When you pine away in your sins, you're slowly debating till you get to go back to the grave. It says, how should we then live? Say unto them, as I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the day, so like it in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, from why will ye die, O house of Israel? Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people, the right of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. So all of your acts, all of the things you did is not going to hold a candle to the day that you sin and you transgress against the Most High. Because you got to really look at it in the Most High's eyes. If you're washing yourself to be made white and clean with your garment, and that very second you sin, you are dirty before the Lord. So you have to always be in repentance mode. You have to always be spotless and blameless. So it doesn't matter how you done washed it. You washed it for 15 years. You've been washing it for 20 years. You could be an elder. That doesn't mean anything to the Most High. Because right before he comes and you sin, what's going to be showed? Right? Nobody cares if you got right to the store, you got that all white tee. But as soon as you done got in the car, you can drop some ketchup on it, a little bit of mustard. Right? Or you just went like this on accident. Right? Something was on your hand. Now you got black marks. Now all of that's going to be shown. And the Most High is looking at that. It says, as for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turneth from his wickedness. Neither shall the righteous be able to live for the righteousness in the day that he sinneth. And that's deep when you go into it. So it's not of us. It's really in the last end. It's in the last day. It's in the day of enduring unto the end. Because that's when you're going to literally receive your crown, your reward, your praise, your renown is on the earth from these nations. And all of the things and promises the Most High gave you. That's man so carnal. He want his cake right now. He want to be classified as this and the priests and the elder and high rooms, and that's the Pharisee spirit. I'd rather the Most High Bashim Yahushua honor me than men honor you, man. What is men going to honor you with, man? But more than an idolatrous spirit, a puffed up spirit, a spirit where you feel like you've accomplished something, and really that's all to your demise, man. Nobody wants that. When you finally had that crown upon your head, and the Lord saying, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few, I'll make you rule over many, paraphrasing greatly, man. That's what I want. That's what brothers want. That's in this truth. So you have to really look and say, you know what? I have to make sure I get to that point. Keep talking about slaves and this and that and the king. But you got to get through the second wilderness. You got to get through that stumbling block of your marriage, or you got to get through that stumbling block of going to camp and laboring. You got to get to that stumbling block and reading every day. You're too far ahead. Or you don't go to a job and ask for the manager position, man, or ask for the CEO slot right under him. You come in as a trainee, and what you do, you work yourself up by hard work and dedication. And through time and progression and stages, you progress up, man. And that's how it is in the spirit. You show the Most High worthy, like you read about the parable of the talents, and what does the Lord do? He gives you more, and he gives you more, and he increases you and increases you. Brothers, guys.
Excellent points, man. Excellent points. We could wind down, man. We could wind down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Rashad, bring out some closing precepts.
I'll bring it out first through the spirit of
Khan.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 2. It says, be watchful, strengthen the things which remained and are ready to die, for I have not found the perfect God. We're bringing out because a high level on earth. World War III, destruction, growing up. Brothers got to watch. Just not living in the days of relaxation, and slothfulness. Or like brothers have brought out the mighty precepts, we have to keep pushing because we're right at the door. Remember therefore how thou has received and heard. And that's a beautiful precept and point because you have to remember and lay hold what you believe and to be true. There's going to be false doctrine. There's going to be doubtful spirits. That's a spirit also of a lack of faith. It's going to be a lack of forgetfulness. Maybe in the days to come, you may not have your sword and your Bible and you're out there by yourself. You have to remember these. Everything the Lord had done, the right hand of the Most High, like David said, these accounts. Remember how that. If you remember it, you'll be able to lay it in your heart, and it will manifest. As a man thinketh, so is it. It says, "And hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch." The Lord's telling you the repercussions for men that know to watch and don't. I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. And that's and through the Spirit, the Most High just gave me the revelation right now. It's like the Lord giving you that same spirit you're trying to give him. You're not watching, so I'm seeing upon you should have been watching. Because if you was watching, that could have never happened. These demons can never evade you if you watching. So since you're not, I'm gonna treat you like a thief, and I'm gonna come upon you and show you where real watching should have been, man. Brothers,
God. That's right. It's mighty point. Mighty point. So, Jake, it's 9:15. It's pretty quiet out. You still got time. I still got time. We all still got time. Like you say in Proverbs 24:16, a righteous man falls 7 times, but the wicked shall, stay and stumble, paraphrasing. Now is the time to get right. This applies to everybody. The comments, all the brothers that's watching, the sisters that's watching, us on this live. We only got one shot, literally only one shot. That's deep. So it says in Luke 7:47, "Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little." So her love for the Lord was so much that so many of her sins were forgiven. And what is love? Love is keeping commandments. Love is also being prudent, circumspect, vigilant, right? Watching over your body, watching over your household. That's love, right? And for that, the reward is mercy and grace. And even with that, more riches, such as understanding and wisdom, right? Revelations, dreams, right? Mighty accounts, mighty works. That's the reward for loving the Lord. You have to ask yourself, what type of reward do you want? Do you want a reward for your wickedness, which could possibly be death or lack of wisdom? Or would you rather obtain that true worthy reward, that beautiful reward, which is the kingdom? That I yield.
And I'm gonna get Revelation chapter 22:12. "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." So prophecies are unfolding. If you're watching, you're noticing and paying attention to what Yahweh Shah is doing on the earth, man. And you're very well aware that we're approaching the tail end of this thing. You have major war on the earth, brewing up rather. You have seditions among men. Like I said, every brother should have a checklist and be checking off these prophecies by measuring the times, man. Don't have an empty checklist trying to figure out what's going to happen. Okay, did this happen yet? Brother, you should already know, man. Okay, I'm waiting on earthquakes and uproars of the people. Brother, that's going on right now, man. Right? You're thinking in 10 years, certain things are going to happen. They're literally happening right now. You have to measure the times and see how close you are to Yahweh, or how close it is to Yahweh shall return. No man knoweth the day or the hour, but we will and we do know the season through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, man. It's approaching the summertime, right? It's approaching the summertime, and you're seeing those leaves, that brightness come out, the trees bud, the flowers bloom, and you're seeing that transition change into that spiritual summertime. And the Lord is going to render unto every man according as his work shall be. And your works is keeping the commandments. Your works go into alms. Your works go into how you move when nobody's around, called integrity, right? Your works go into you being able to rebuke these spirits. Your works go into you being able to exhort your brethren, being able to help your nation, your house in order, your wife in order, your children in order. All these things go into your works, right? So you have to examine yourself and see, well, where are my works at when it comes to serving the Most High? Because we can all do more, right? We cannot be content and we can't be satisfied with what we have done yesterday. Today is a day to do better, and tomorrow is a day to do better than today, man. But with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yabushai. Going to postpone the Q&A session, and we'll do that next week, Lord willing, if we're still here, right? Most High willing, brothers do Q&As throughout the week, and we have that time and space on the Cold Cuts Resurrected channel to answer those questions. We also have the emails that brothers answer faithfully, as well as brothers' own personal social media. So we'll open up that through the spirit of Prophet Yahweh Shema Rashad. So with that, Brother Naquam.
Shalom, Brother Right.
Hello, Brother Yardan.
Kwam Yasha. Keep watch. Shalom.